Call to order. Meeting of the whole is called to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Wilson.
Here.
Trustee Brooks.
Present.
Trustee McMullen. Trustee McMullen.
He's somewhere.
Trustee Page.
Here.
Trustee Brown.
Here. McMullen. Here. Present.
And Mayor Covington.
Present. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. Thank you very much. Your Republic. Sonia Jenkins. Sonia Jenkins, please.
Good evening, Board, Madam Mayor. I was coming to address Director Gary Richardson. I wanted to just thank him for doing such the public works with their team, with their, well, with their team of guys. I just wanted to thank them for cleaning our streets. I leave out at really early at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I have to say, we outdid Creek, we outdid Mohi, we just did a wonderful, wonderful job. And I just wanted to give the guys all the accolades. They just did a wonderful job. And thank Mr. Richardson for being on top of things for the last 9 days. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Ms. Terry Boykin.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Board of Trustees. I just would like to know if there would be time for questions with regard to one of your discussion items. It's item 5A1 with regard to the animal licensing. Will we have time to ask questions after you discuss it?
Yeah, the thing we're doing now, Ms. Wilkins, is this is called the Committee of the Whole,
Yes.
which I'm really happy about. And I felt this instrumentally brought that down, shoved down, and I felt we finally have it.
Okay.
So what happens at this meeting, we discuss openly, back and forth, with the audience,
Okay.
any issues you might have or questions, and then at the final of this, we will decide what actually goes on the agenda for the next meeting. So anything that is open for questions or whatever.
Okay,
So
thank you.
feel free, no worries. Okay? Ms. Gina Williams.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Board. The person I too want to see is Gary Richardson, because there's been a lot of controversy. If and if any of you are familiar with next door, there's been a lot said about snow removal. And I live in a cul-de-sac. I'm with the town homeowners of Russet Oaks, as Ms. Trustee Williams is our president, and our streets were not plowed or removed by the DPW. Our own contractor did come out and remove snow, but in 31 years that I've been there, I'm sorry to say, I have never seen Public Works on my street for cleaning snow. Now, I have seen them out there with branch removals and things along that line, but as far as removing the snow, I have personally never witnessed it. And Trustee Williams stated that the village is supposed to have all snow removed by Public Works, and if that being the case, I would like to have asked him why were we not removed. She did mention yesterday that she talked to him on Sunday after having called him, and he had assured her he was coming. Then an hour or two later, he didn't come. She called him back, and he said his truck had broke down. So I can't join in the big praise report, but I'm glad that the other streets were clean. But again, I've never witnessed it. My neighbors haven't witnessed it. We just have Mr. Barnett, who does an excellent job But Public Works, no, they did not come out to our cul-de-sac.
Stephen, how many trucks do we have?
We had 7.
We have 8.
We had 7 that were running this weekend. You had 2-ton trucks, both 2-ton trucks. What we got? 2-ton. We got 7 trucks running. We had 2 5-ton trucks this weekend. And the only reason why I'm answering Gina is because, Miss Gina Williams, because Chief Payton had allowed me to familiarize myself with Public Works because I did ask the mayor to be liaison to Public Works to try to improve their services. What I did learn, and this is for the residents, starting Friday night, what you would have noticed is that you would not have seen an immediate snow removal on your streets. That is level 1 would be, if those who don't know, we now own the I-57 overpass and so forth. So the trucks had to go out that far. That's level 1, excluding this main thorough street, Burnham, Blackhawk. Level 2 would be for the smaller streets, the side streets. Level 3 would have, well, I don't know why they didn't clear your area, but level 3 would be like the cul-de-sacs and so forth. And I will say, I'm shocked, but I would say, Gina, at least on my side of town, they did hit everything right away, and everything was passable for everyone to go to church. The comments that were made from, at least from New Hope Church, that this was the best snow removal they've seen. I guess that was a question about the association, and I think you do need to direct that to the village manager and ask, because to my understanding, that was a question, and if you were one of the association, that would have took up more time. So Manager Pay would tell you that it takes a moment, but 7 trucks were running. They at 12 midnight, maybe a little bit after that, they tried to, instead of running 12 hours straight, they broke it down to 3 crews. They kept 3 guys, sent 4 home, turned around. Gary came back himself, and then once everyone was rested, they continued through the whole weekend as much as possible. But if you did not have something in which Old Forge Court, they did not get to that cul-de-sac, which is right across the street from me. They did come and clean that up today. So if it didn't happen, a phone call today, you know, every street should be cleared at this point.
All right, Gina, just like I was explaining to you when you came to our meeting, Gary Richardson has cleaned those streets very well. They've been doing that since the 70s, coming down our streets. You were telling me that you hadn't seen it done over there on Canal, but I have seen it done with other people, you know, the treasurer even told you, they come in. These last 9 days, Gary Richardson has done a good job. The only time I did not see Gary, it was Sunday. 4:30 in the morning, I called him and told him he needed to come because people were stuck in the street. You can hear it. They woke you up out of your sleep, okay? So he said he was going to take care of it. It did not happen. When I left at 10:15 to go to church, they were still stuck. I was behind him. We finally got out. He wasn't there. Our landscaper, like you say, Barnett Landscaping, he got there. He said they weren't there, okay? I called him again, and he said that a truck had broke down, and they was heavy doing a lot of stuff. But I did see the streets were clean. He did the town, was no snow nowhere. It was a nice drive. So he's been doing a good job.
Oh, excellent.
You know.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm not condemning what he did.
oh no, I'm not saying you. I'm just explaining the questions that you
As a
asked.
homeowner and a taxpayer, ours wasn't done. And as I
On
told you,
Sunday.
a lady called who told me she couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Her daughter needed to get to
The doctor.
And I told her, call 911 or contact you all because I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, my daughter picked her up. She went over there and she picked the girl up and she took the girl to the pharmacy so that she can get some medicine. She had a reaction, illness. Yeah, so she went over there and she took care of it. So,
But the next day is when Sharon called me and said, due to her going to the pharmacy and getting that medication, she said, Gina, my daughter is worse today. and she needs to get back to a doctor because she had an allergic reaction to the medication that Cherie did come out and take her again. And she said again, we're snowed in. My daughter too, we have a mountain of snow in front of my house, and I put pictures on next door, so I'm not making it up.
Oh, I know you're
He
not
did
making
a
it
great
up. I was
job,
there. I was there on your street looking at it. I
Yeah,
saw
I
it.
saw you walk around.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's trying to get up. There was so much snow. There was so much snow there. We couldn't get it all. And what we did do, with the landscape we did, was got a lot of it away so people can come in and out. You were out there, you know, to get your car out, we got it out.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
all right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about this snowstorm, it was miserable.
Real quick, I actually live in a cul-de-sac, and I knew that when I bought a house on the cul-de-sac, I would be the last one to be plowed. Cul-de-sacs are just done last. Main thoroughfares, level 1, side streets, and cul-de-sacs are always done last. Now, I'm thinking, Ms. Williams, if your neighborhood, your homeowner association guy came and plowed, they might have looked down there and thought it was plowed. But they do come, it may be a day late, every once in a while it's 2 days late, but we expect that because we're in the cul-de-sac. So what we do in my cul-de-sac, and yes, I do live in Fairway Club Estates. I am the homeowners association president, and yes, the Village of University Park does plow our streets. No, Fairway Club Estate does not pay homeowner association fees for snow plow removal. Just wanted to clear that up. But if you wait a couple of days, they eventually get to you, or what some people over there by me have done, they decide to get together to 7 homes and pay somebody else. If you don't want to wait the extra day or 2. But if they will come along if nobody does anything, and it's usually a day or 2 late. So we got ours done. I went to work Monday, it wasn't plowed, when I came back, it was fine. But I expected that, so thank you, Gary.
I just want to make a point there also for the public. I hated that Miss Gina did not get her area plowed. I wanted to be perfection because I'm a perfectionist. Manager Pate and Gary have been working on equipment, which was also experimented this weekend. It's a radio system. We're trying to go away from the phones. Those who had phones prior to us weren't doing them, racking up phone bills with DPW. So the equipment is also GPS, it's inside. And I also want everyone to understand too, let's take in consideration that I-57 is now ours. Even beyond where the sign, the Welcome to University Park is, that it's going to be more trucks that we got to purchase, as well as salt. So we are moving in a direction that we have to remember that Director Gary, this is the first time in many years that the snow was removed at this capacity of 10 plus this weekend, and that people were able to get out and go places this weekend.
Yes, sir.
I didn't write my name on the route.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Which means we needed a hold tonight.
Yes, this is related to the snow situation. In the Rosedale community, the situation we have there is that the snow truck will come and it will make one sweep down the street. So on Cody Lane, from the curb, you got 2 feet of snow still there. That's this high. And you got at least 4 feet from the other side of the street. So that means one car can get down the street. So case in point, I was a subject. I had to get over here in about 4 feet of snow in order for the other car to get by me. So they need to clean the streets so 2 automobiles can go at the same time down the streets. I can speak for Cody Lane, but Madison and the other lanes, they need to do a better job.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
I also live in Rosedale. My first time coming up here on Christopher Hill, so I know I'm doing. I'm old school raised, and when I say that, I've helped snow blow about 2, 3 of my neighbors. So I don't just get out. We have a lot of single ladies on Madison, and so I help not just my house, but I help out. But one thing that steams me up is when I get my driveway clean, and others, and whatever called snow removal that they're doing, they're pushing it right in the driveway. And I've spent too many hours outside, freezing my butt off, you know, trying to be the neighbor. You know, I'm a taxpayer, citizen here. And I just think the snow removal could have been a little bit better because I plow in front of the mailbox so the mail truck can get to my mailbox and deliver the mail. And right there, it's only one car can go through. Unfortunately, we still have fools that like to speed down the street. So it is a concern, a safety concern, because we have a lot of animals and a lot of kids on Madison and Rosedale. So I had to put that out there. The snow removal could be a little bit better.
I appreciate that. And also, there was a lady, elderly lady that came here, Miss Sanders, and she had to leave, but she wanted to come and make a complaint. She called me at 10 o'clock at night. I got calls all night, all day long, all weekend long. She was stating that right there by Trustee Wilson's area, Birdie Lane area, and she was an older lady and she couldn't get out, and she's very afraid because the same thing happened. We pushed it, and rather than push it into a area, and they're right by our Park and Recs, Public Works area. And she just was stuck there, and she was afraid that she was sick and she couldn't get out. And she had no one there to shovel the snow. So I did call her, and she said she had called and talked to Mr. Richardson. And she said, just to share that with her, I told her she went over there too as well to ask for help. She called over it, rather, I'm sorry, to ask for help. And she's very, very nervous about it. And on my street alone as well, when you come down, we have a forest preserve. And, you know, maybe they could have done a little bit better. Maybe we just need to just help them and show them how they should be done, rather than, because my husband was out 5 hours shoveling snow. But then after he shoveled it Sunday morning, he was getting ready to go to church, he was back into the driveway as well, where they could have shoveled it and pushed it over to the forest preserve area. So maybe, you know, I know they were trying to remove it and do the best they could, but some of those areas was just really important to pay attention to the safety. Because an ambulance could not have gotten down your street. If somebody had gotten sick, that would have been a real catastrophe. So maybe we need to stop.
Madam Mayor, can I be heard?
Yes, sir.
Every day I'm out at 5-something in the morning, and I can tell you from firsthand experience that lately, as of late, the streets have been fine for me going to work in the morning, going to the metro station in the morning. They've been doing a great job. Gary and his crew's been doing a great job. And I cannot speak for Rosedale. I can understand, Sarge and Chris, that you have a problem with a one-track plow, whatever the case may be. But the regular streets have been okay. But I also have that problem too. I shoveled the other day 3 times, and the next day I shoveled 4 times. But when I shovel my driveway, I shovel it in the street, and when they pass, I don't know what the answer is. Gary's not here, I can't discuss that with him right now, but when they pass down the block, right, it builds up right there at the driveway, at the foot of the driveway. So you have to go out and do it again, because it's, once they go with the plow, it's a big 2 or 3 feet bead, if you will, right there in front of your driveway. So we have to shovel that again. And I'm sure we don't have all the answers to this. I don't know how they do it. They have so many streets to plow, and they have so much to do. So I don't know exactly how they can address that particular issue. But your issue is duly noted. Duly noted. And I will talk to Gary, and I'm sure Manager Pate, he's collected all the information as well. So, and the new liaison, officer, Trustee Brooks, right? So, matter of fact, it's been duly noted. Definitely.
Yeah, Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Let me just tell you how I solve the problem. See, I know what direction, I'm in the cul-de-sac, so I know which direction that the snow plow is going to be coming from. So I shovel the snow on that side that he's coming. So if there ain't no snow there, it can't put it in your driveway. So I've been doing that for years and years. Yeah, and it helps quite a bit. So where I put my garbage cans, you know, I do that. But they try hard. We would never get our streets plowed if they tried to do every single driveway where there was no snow in front of it. So again, just think ahead a little bit. And I always make sure the way they don't come, ain't gonna be no snow there for them to plow to come into my driveway. So maybe that'll help a little bit.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Just remember, folks, we did this. If you remember, there was a period that they would cancel school because University Park was not plowed. This year, I would say, let's not forget Friday, we got 10 plus. And then if not, Trustee Williams, remind us, we just got 9 days of constant snow. So, but I will definitely, Sarge and Gina, I would definitely speak with Gary on that because again, I'm a perfectionist and these are things, but it's also a learning process. This is the new boys' first snowfall.
Okay.
Real snowfall. The worst we had so far. Thank you.
I would say blizzard.
Okay, thank you very much. And I appreciate everyone's comment that came up today. And as I said, this is a committee of the whole meeting today. Okay? Presentation of YPA LLP, Village Auditor's Proposal. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. I turned it over. Yeah, David Savian, I'm sorry. Oh, it's over? Okay. All right. Down here with
Good evening. My name is Bill Hanley. I'm with the CPA firm Whipley. We're located in Tinley Park, Illinois. We prepared a proposal for auditing services for the fiscal year ended 2016. And each of you have a proposal in front of you. I'd like to just point out that we are very experienced in auditing municipalities. We do several municipalities in the general area here. They're listed in page 15. There's a similar engagement, similar audits we've done for towns in the area. We do work for Village of Monee, Village of Mokina, Village of Richmond Park, Village of Hazel Crest, Village of Posen. So we have quite a bit of experience with auditing villages. We've had some preliminary meetings with Mr. Pate and IRH, and we've talked about a preliminary audit approach. We know there's some matters that are being addressed, and we really feel that those will be addressed, that the records will be in a shape, it will be in a good shape that they can be audited. So in our proposal is based upon that assumption. So we're going to work together. We think we can mutually get this problem solved and move forward, hopefully relatively quickly. As I said, we're located in Tinley Park. We have a team of auditors that are all experienced in municipalities. On page sorry about that, page 12 and 13. These are the management type people that will be involved in the audit. The most important part is the fee cost. If you turn to page 21, you'll see that the cost for the audit of the financial statements will be approximately $48,000 to $53,000. We've added some additional items or optional items. If there's a separate audit needed for the police pension fund, that would be $3,000. Firefighter fund would be $3,000. If there's work to be done with the fixed asset schedules, that'd be $1,500. GASB 67 and 68 implementation, that is new reporting requirements on the pension funds, on the firefighters and police pension funds that the government accounting standards require. There's also an AFR, it's an annual financial report that has to be submitted to the state comptroller's office. That'd be approximately $2,000. You know, we just quoted the first year, but we would do additional years, 2017 for really the same fees. So, because I think we can do them one right after another. So, I'd like to welcome any questions at this time.
I have a question.
Sure.
My name is Devon. I'm the village treasurer. Okay. Have you read any management letters that Lauterbach and Ingham from the last audit report? Have you done any research on that?
We have not.
We have not.
I had a conversation with Mr. Pate. I know some generalities about it, but I haven't read specific yet. We haven't got that deep into it yet.
Because right now, this is just a presentation, he hasn't gotten into our files yet. He has to look over other,
He says present.
yeah, let's make the presentation. We have to talk to other ones as well. Or you just let us know about the background of his company. Yes.
So why should we choose your company over another?
Well, I think we're local. We do a lot of villages in the area. We have expertise in auditing villages. Whipley is a large firm, national firm. We have 8 offices in the Chicagoland market. We have resources that we can draw upon. We run into a situation we're not maybe want to get some consultation on. We have other resources in the firm. So I think those are the primary reasons that you should consider what is our experience and expertise in village audit.
Thank you.
I have a few questions. But I know it's public information about stats at University Park, and I'm sure you're aware of that. I'm not looking to be very careful on what I say here. I'm distracted. I would like to know, have you had another, I see Poston is down here, and I know there are situations as well as others. So with this said, do you think that you would be a great access to help us in the situation that we're currently in?
I think we will, yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure, as RH has said multiple times, there are people that are in worse shape, a lot worse, and they've seen that. And they've done a lot to bring us where we're at today with them. So what is your turnaround time?
Well, I think that we can complete the audit with, once the records are complete, and that's a lot of work to be done still, within 6 weeks to 8 weeks turnaround.
So there will be a timetable. I see you have Richmond Park here and Hazel Crest. Those are some of our partners as well. Partnering villages. Now, if there's a, certain things that I would expect you to report and let the board be made aware of immediately if there is an area that you feel that's questionable, and I have no problem with you reporting it to the higher authorities if necessary.
Yes.
If you see anything that you need
No,
to
that's
report,
just
I
part of
expect
the-
you to do that.
Sure, that's just part of the audit process.
Exactly.
If we find areas of concern,
Yes.
we report that to the to the village board, to the various committees as needed, sure.
And even higher.
Even higher, yeah.
Okay. How many CPAs do you have?
Well, everyone that's in the list here is a CPA.
Okay.
You know, anyone that's a manager or higher is a CPA.
I see some of them.
So the Tinley Park office has like 25 people. Okay. About 15 of them are CPAs.
And you've done school districts as well. And you said with that, the recommendations have been given, if there are given recommendations, I would hope that you would be strong on your recommendations and you see areas for improvement, savings,
Sure.
subtraction.
We issue, in addition to the audit itself, there's two letters, an internal control letter, which gives suggestions or improvements, and then there's a required letter, governance letter, that would also say any disagreements with staff or any serious accounting issues or accounting problems. It's all communicated in a letter.
And I would like recommendations are strong recommendations, not to candy coat anything.
Yeah.
You see anything
Yeah.
at all that where we need that. We don't need it candy coat.
Okay.
Or in levels of improvement and that.
Madam
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I had a quick question for you. If you are lacking financial records, or the financial records are in such condition that you would have difficulty completing audits, would that increase your turnaround time for the next 6 to 8 weeks?
Yes, it would. It's just, if the records aren't there, we can't audit them. You know, that's, we do everything within our power to meet that time frame. But if the records aren't there, we'll just report that to you and, you know.
One other question. Your job is just to review the records, not to try and figure out what went wrong with the records or anything like that. Is that correct?
Well, we report any problems that we see that, you know, that the assets of the village are properly stated, the receipts and disbursements are properly stated for the period that we're auditing.
Yeah, but that's for properly formatted